Welcome to this special 2014 BSCAI Convention ISSA Trade Show Tripodcast. Our special guest today is Terry Sambroski, who is the Vice President and Executive Director for National Service Alliance, better known as NSA, headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. And welcome, Terry, to our Tripodcast.
Thank you, Dick. It's a pleasure to be here.
You know, you really have been working hard and really promoting and really providing a very needed service to our members. And so I'd like for you, if you would, for just a moment, tell us what is NSA, and then let's segue right on into the Purchase Advantage program, which is available to all BSCA members.
Great, I'd be happy to. So NSA is a group purchasing organization, and it is a membership to apply. And one of the things we did is we set up NSA so that companies could get the value of multiple people purchasing from the same providers. And then that way they get a group discount that they maybe would not have gotten on their own. And as we developed the NSA and became bigger and bigger, we found a way to create a program for BSCAI members that is not a membership. It's part of their BSCAI membership, and it enables them to get some of the same discounted programs through NSA relationships with these vendors. So what NSA did, and we manage the Purchase Advantage program for BSCAI, so I'm very in tuned into what's going on, is we've negotiated with the manufacturer to sell at a certain price that gives savings to the members if they use the preferred distributors. And right now you can get that program through any network distributor, which there are many of them across the country, or you can do it by ordering through Staples.
Yeah, I guess Network has something like, 75 or 80 distributors around the country, so there's probably got to be one close by, and Staples, is just about everywhere, so
right.
It's certainly a convenient thing. Well, talking about the Purchase Advantage program, I took the opportunity to get on the BSCAI website and, to plug into the Purchase Advantage program. And, I thought there were a couple of things on there that were really, really profound, if I could say that. It said, don't play games with your profitability. The average BSCAI member saves 45% on chemicals, 48% on paper, 50% on liners, and 65% on office supplies. Now, those are some big numbers, and I guess they couldn't say it if it wasn't true, but the members really have a great opportunity. There's two things I guess I would say here, Terry, is number one, I would think every member would take advantage of it, number one. Number two, it would certainly be an advantage to people who are not members to join BSCAI, and we have listeners, that are not members of BSCAI, so this is their opportunity to hear about this program as well. But don't you agree?
Yeah, and the savings do.
Go ahead.
So the savings do vary a little bit by member, and again, it's based on what you're currently paying. So that savings might vary because those savings were calculated from kind of list price.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a benefit for all BSCs out there, and of course there are other benefits besides the Purchase Advantage program to joining the BSCAI, but this is certainly one that you can get a quick return on your investment.
Well, even to use your, you did somewhat of a little disclaimer and say, well, it will vary from that. But let's say it varies 15% from that. These are still big numbers, if you reduce each of these numbers I just mentioned by 15%, you're still talking 30-some% on chemicals.
It can be very significant. We've had people that saved probably more than what they what they spend in a month over the course of a year. So it can be really significant depending on how many products you buy. Now, not all companies, buy a lot of paper products, but paper is a huge, huge savings if that is something you're providing. And if it's not something that they currently provide, this program really has enabled some companies to start that as an added service that they've brought into their scope of work for a customer to provide the paper at a reasonable price.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because when I still had my contracting company, we actually made a major profit center in our company from paper sales, to our customers, and it was because we were able to buy through this program. We got such substantial discounts that we could offer savings to our customers and still make a major profit for us. So you're right; it can create a whole new profit center. And I would tell you that wherever I can with my clients, I really always encourage them to join BSCAI, of course, and then join the Purchase Advantage program, and then make paper a profit center for them. So you're absolutely right. There's some major new profits that are available that are more than just the, what do you save on the chemicals to go on the floor type of thing.
Right, and we're always adding new programs. So especially through Staples, you can do things like, offer break room supplies. You can do a number of different things. And it really is amazing what you can save once you look into the various different aspects. And like NSA, we're always adding more programs to the Purchase Advantage program. So one of the key ones we added this last year was the backpack vacuums through Protein, which has really taken off with the BSCAI members through the Purchase Advantage program.
I'll bet you that's true. I mean, that you've taken the Cadillac of the industry. I mean, of the backpack industry. I can see where it would take off. So let's talk a little bit about the upcoming show. You're going to be at the ISSA/BSCAI week, I presume, right?
Yes, we are, and we will have people in the BSCAI booth at certain times during the day. So if anybody has any questions about the Purchase Advantage program, we'll have people on site to answer those questions. And even if people have looked at it before and said it wasn't for me, they should look at it again, because things change. So, take an opportunity to talk to someone, and you'll probably also find people who have already used the program that can give a good testimonial for it as well.
Well, I was going to ask you that will the people in the BSCAI booth maybe have some current Purchase Advantage program members that that they could say, hey, go talk to so and so and ask them how it went. I mean,
we have a few members that have been very, very strong on the program, and you can ask them whether they'll be at the booth at that time, but we can always point you in the direction of someone who you can talk to.
That's great. And then you'll also have a table over at the Hilton, I guess, on Friday and Saturday when
that is correct.
When we move over there, right? And you'll have somebody at that table that can also, if somebody wants a less crowded atmosphere, I should say, and wants to talk, you'll certainly have somebody there as well. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So Terry, I really want to thank you for taking the time. I can't emphasize enough to our listeners to, number one, be sure you're a BSCAI member, but number two, then look into this program, because it will save you. It will put money on your bottom line, put profits on your bottom line, and so again, Terry and her staff will be at the BSCAI booth, which at the ISSA trade show, and that's Wednesday through Friday, November 5 to 7. And then they'll also have a table over at the Hilton on Friday and Saturday, the 7th and 8th. So you can talk with them at 2 different sites. And again, you can register by going to the whole entire convention at www.bscai.org. Click on the registration icon. Now, Tripodcast listeners who are maybe not BSCAI members, they get the same early bird registration rate. Even though the early bird registration time may have passed, they get the early bird registration rate, as do the BSCAI members, if they're a Tripodcast listener. And what you do there is when you do the registration, enter the code TSD, Tom, Sam, David, and it'll automatically click down to the early bird registration rate. Pretty good benefit, saves you some money. And again, thanks to Terry, and I want to thank all of you who are listening. We'll see you all in Orlando in November.
Thank you, Dick. It was a pleasure talking to you.